Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, man. This is late night.
This is late night. And
yeah, like tomorrow.
Really,
Man.
I should really stress, you have a show at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, I got to be up at 4:20 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's every day, 4:20.
Yes, and you know, my phone usually tells me to get ready for bed around 8, 'cause I should be in bed by 8:20 to get 8 hours of sleep. That never happens, but it's the thought that counts.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
Your show, The Breakfast Club, you have people from all walks of life on your show. And this year it has become a stop for a lot of the candidates. You've had Harris, Sanders, Booker, Buttigieg.
Warren, Williamson.
Anybody surprised you? Anybody different than what you expected when they came in?
I mean, I didn't have any expectations for any of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's helpful.
And I think that's the best way to approach it when it comes to politicians, going with no expectations.
Yeah.
You know, because if you have an expectation, you'll probably get let down. So if you have no expectation, then they'll be like, oh, you're not as bad as they say politicians are.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You just look at it in the macro of like politicians.
There you go.
And I imagine that when they're on their show, you get to talk to them about things that they are maybe not talking about other places and introduce them to an audience that they're not. So you probably provide them great value.
Well, the best thing for me is I'm not a political pundit. Like, I'm actually stupid when it comes to politics, so I don't know anything. I'm just like a private citizen that has a vote. So I'm talking to them from the perspective of, you know, why would I vote for you? That's it.
Yeah.
Simple. Nothing else. I don't have any vested interest in any one party, nothing.
That must be nice for them.
You know what? Let me rephrase that. I will vote liberal this year.
Okay.
And I have voted, and I voted liberal the only other 2 times I voted. Well, 3 times. I voted
You're 3 for 3?
Obama, once for Hillary. Yes.
I want to ask, this is your second book. And you wrote this book only 18 months after your first book, which was a bestseller.
New York Times bestseller.
New York Times bestseller.
I mean, because it could be a bestseller at, you know, a pharmacy somewhere.
Yeah, you want to make sure, yeah.
New York Times bestseller. It's important to say. You know?
Did you have a plan after your first book to turn around 18 months later and watch the second one?
No, you know how it is. Well, have you ever put a book out?
No, I haven't.
That would
so
mean
I
didn't
don't
read
know
it, right?
how it is. Yeah,
exactly. But you know, they'll push you to do a second book, but I really wasn't in a rush to do a second book because I don't do things for money. So you know, I don't want to do things unless I got something to say. And so I started going to therapy to like deal with my anxiety and my PTSD and my bouts of depression. And then you know how it is when you go to therapy, like you sitting there talking to your therapist and they're peeling back layers of all kind of stuff in your life. So you're in there crying about your father, and you didn't know that you hated your father, but you really love your father, but she makes you feel like you hate him. And so it's just like I started keeping a journal of everything that was going on in therapy, and then I got with a doctor named Dr. Ish, because what I was trying to do was translate what I was experiencing in therapy, but what she was really making me do was just understand what I was feeling so I would be able to explain my feelings. But when it came to the clinical correlations, I got a doctor named Dr. Ish to do that, and it just became the pages in that book.
And so you're very open and honest about your anxiety and depression. You also talk about how there's a real negative stigma about issues like that in the black community. Did you feel like it was really important for you to have that honesty with your readers in this case?
Yeah, I mean, for me, man, it's the easiest thing in the world is to be myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't front. Like, right now, I'm tired as hell. And so I had to say that because I feel like y'all are looking at me and looking like he really looks tired. But really, that's just my probably anxiety playing tricks on me.
We mentioned all the Democratic candidates you've had on the show. Have you had conservative candidates or conservative pundits on your show? Do you like talking to people like that? And we sometimes have trouble having them come on the show because they want to talk about everything but Donald Trump. They don't want to defend him, and obviously it's something we'd like to ask
Kind of hard
about.
to defend that guy at this point.
Yeah.
Tough
And it's
job.
very hard for us to have people on who want to sort of support his party without actually talking about him because it seems a little unfair to divorce the two.
Yeah, you know what's so sad about life, man? A lot of us just can't admit we made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I see with a lot of Trump supporters now. They just don't want to admit they made a mistake. It's okay. You just do better next year.
Yeah, there you go.
You know? But I just feel like, it's not enough honest conversations going on. Like, I was watching the debate tonight, and I was glad that, Cory Booker brought up the fact that, they have said that it was Russian interference in our elections. Because me as a voter, I'm like, okay, in 2020, how are we going to know that the voting process is fair with all this rampant voter suppression going on and the fact that we know it was Russian interference? Like, how do we know the fight's not fixed? So I'm glad he brought that up.
You have a thing, Donkey of the Day, on your show.
Yes, that's why I give people the credit they deserve for being stupid.
Did you?
I kind of feel like that right now for agreeing to do this show at 1 in the morning.
Wait, do you think you might be tomorrow's Donkey of the Day?
I don't know. And if I yawn right now, it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, no. I feel better when people yawn during the live shows. I really do appreciate you making the time, and
Thank you for having
I
me.
think it's great. The platform you have, it's really wonderful.
What
to
about
hear you-
Donkey today? You just wanted to bring that
Well,
up?
I was going to say, did you see anything in the debates that made you think did you see any potential Donkey of the Days there?
No, I mean, I was just disappointed in a couple of candidates. You know what I'm saying? I felt like Senator Harris dropped the ball a little bit tonight.
Yep.
Joe Biden, I just don't think he's good at debating. I think he wants to be president without doing the work. Like in my first book, Black Privilege, I have this rule called put the weed in the bag.
Yeah.
And it's all about the process. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't skip the process. Like, you know, like it's this movie called Belly, where these two kids were sitting down with the two stars of the movie, DMX and Nas, and they was like, yo, I want to go out there and get money. I want to go out there and get money. And DMX was like, man, shut up and put the weed in the bag first. So that means you can't escape the process. I don't think Joe wants to put the weed in the bag. He just wants to go out there and sell the weed.
That's an excellent point. Charlamagne the God, everybody.